On this Friday, February the 20th, 2026, the Weather Prediction Center has significantly upgraded its language on the potential nor'easter. As of Thursday afternoon, the WPC is now saying rapid cyclogenesis near the mid-Atlantic coast continues to pose a threat of heavy snow and high winds from the mid-Atlantic to southern New England Sunday into Monday. That is a major escalation from just 24 hours ago when they were calling this very uncertain. Rapid cyclogenesis. That is bomb cyclone language. The WPC is now treating this as a credible and potentially significant threat. Meanwhile, yesterday's severe weather verified. A tornado watch was issued for southern Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky with supercell thunderstorms and helicity tracks extending into Louisville. The Ranger Road fire in Oklahoma has doubled in size to 283,283 acres and is only 15% contained. More than 300,000 total acres have burned across Oklahoma and Kansas this week. And right now, on this Friday, a swath of sneaky snow is moving through Iowa, Nebraska, and western Wisconsin that could catch people off guard with several inches of accumulation. Every day this week has brought a new crisis, and the weekend is about to deliver another one. By the way, if you'd like specific weather forecasts for your region or city, please leave them in the comments. I'll answer them individually as time allows. Also, if you like the video and subscribe to my channel, you'd be very grateful. Now, let's move on. Let me start with the nor'easter because the forecast has sharpened dramatically overnight. The WPC extended discussion from Thursday at 3:16 p.m. says it plainly. Rapid cyclogenesis near or just off the East Coast remains a distinct threat for heavy snow and high winds from the mid-Atlantic to southern New England Sunday to Monday. They also note that the departing system will bring northerly winds that advect a much colder Canadian air mass with highs 10 to 20 degrees below late February averages from the Deep South to the Ohio Valley by Monday. That cold air is already in motion, and it is critical because it guarantees that whatever precipitation falls from this coastal storm will be snow for most of the region. CNN now outlines 3 scenarios. The most likely scenario has the storm tracking far enough offshore to prevent a major event, but still delivering light to moderate snow and gusty winds from southern New England into the mid-Atlantic. That includes Boston, New York City, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. Locations on the immediate coast have the best shot at more significant snow. Travel would slow but remain manageable. The second scenario, which is possible but less likely, has a powerful storm developing close enough to the coast to deliver major impacts over a widespread area from D.C. to New York to Boston. Heavy snow, strong winds, very difficult travel, and significant coastal flooding potential. The third scenario has the storm moving so far offshore it brings no impacts at all. Some computer model runs still show this, but it appears the least likely outcome. The National Weather Service forecast for New York City now shows a 50% chance of snow on Sunday and Sunday night. A 30% chance of precipitation late Saturday could begin as rain before changing to snow as colder air moves in. If snow falls, current projections suggest only a few inches for the city unless the storm tracks closer to the coast and intensifies. New York still has snow on the ground from January's historic winter storm Fern, which would compound any new accumulations. What makes this situation particularly interesting is that this is not one snowstorm, but 2. The system that brought the severe weather Thursday and the snow into Iowa today is delivering a first round of accumulating snow to the northeast through Saturday. Upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island all see snow from this initial system as cold air filters in behind the front tonight and tomorrow. Then, before that snow even has a chance to settle, the second system, the potential nor'easter, arrives Sunday night into Monday. The combination of these 2 back-to-back events could produce 12 to 18 inches of snow across parts of New England and the mid-Atlantic over the next 5 days. That is the cumulative total from both storms, not just the nor'easter alone. Here is what we know about the nor'easter track. The storm originates from a disturbance currently moving along the coast of British Columbia. It ejects into the lower 48 Thursday night through Friday and reaches the East Coast over the weekend. A wave of low pressure develops along the cold front across the Deep South late Saturday, deepens as it exits the mid-Atlantic coast Sunday, and could rapidly intensify into a bomb cyclone through Monday. Both the GFS and European models continue showing at least light snow for the I-95 corridor Sunday night into Monday. Several AI forecast models continue signaling a more powerful event. The biggest uncertainties remain how quickly the storm strengthens and exactly where it emerges off the East Coast. Boston and southeastern New England remain the highest probability zone for significant snow across nearly all model solutions. Providence, Hartford, and interior New England are also high probability. New York City sits at the critical swing point where the NWS gives 50% odds. Long Island and coastal Connecticut face wind and coastal flooding risks in stronger solutions. Philadelphia has a lower probability, but is not zero. Washington, D.C. and Baltimore could see accumulation, especially in the scenario where the storm tracks closer to shore. Albany, Burlington, Portland, Maine, and the interior mountains see snow in most solutions from both storms combined. Cape Cod, Nantucket, and the islands face the strongest wind threat if the storm bombs out nearby, with gusts potentially exceeding 60 to 80 miles per hour. The cold behind this system is real. Highs 10 to 20 degrees below late February averages from the deep south to the Ohio Valley by Monday. Still chilly into Tuesday. Freeze lines extend through Oklahoma, the Texas Panhandle, portions of North Texas, deeper into Tennessee, and with the reinforcing shot early next week potentially into southern Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Anyone who got ambitious and planted early needs to cover those plants. Central and southern Florida could feel the effects of the colder air to end February. Florida was pushing toward 90 degrees this week, and the whiplash to potential freezes will be dramatic. A moderating trend commences by midweek as the cold high departs, with warmest readings across the plains by Tuesday through Thursday, up to 25 degrees above average from South Dakota to northeastern Colorado. Out west, the Sierra Nevada continues measuring snow in feet. The Cascades from Oregon through Washington remain under winter storm warnings. Heavy snow continues across the Four Corners region and into the Rockies. Salt Lake City and the Wasatch add more powder. Denver picks up additional accumulation. Interstate 80 through Donner Pass remains under chain controls or closures. A broad low-pressure system off the coast of Oregon is expected to stall over the weekend and enhance onshore flow, with the potential for an atmospheric river event Sunday into Monday, bringing several inches of rain to Northern California and southwestern Oregon, along with heavy mountain snow. Portland and Seattle stay wet. Now the wildfire disaster. The numbers are staggering and they keep getting worse. The Ranger Road fire has nearly doubled in 24 hours from 145,000 acres to 283,283 acres. It is 15% contained as of Thursday evening. That is nearly 20 times the size of Manhattan. The fire has now spread from Beaver County into Harper County, Oklahoma, and across the Kansas border into Comanche, Clark, and Meade counties. It is the largest wildfire in the United States during the 2026 season. Combined with the Stevens fire at 12,428 acres and 50% contained, the Side Road fire at 3,680 acres and 60% contained, and the 43 Road fire at 1,680 acres and 30% contained, more than 300,000 total acres have burned. Level 3 evacuation orders remain for parts of the Oklahoma Panhandle and southwestern Kansas, including Ashland and Englewood, Kansas. Officials received 33 fire reports and hotspots across 23 counties on Wednesday alone. And Thursday brings new challenges as shifting winds threaten containment lines. Chicago even experienced dirty rain on Wednesday as smoke from the Ranger Road fire was lofted into the atmosphere. Red flag warnings remain in effect across much of Oklahoma. The fire weather situation is not improving because there is essentially no precipitation forecast for the southern plains through the end of the month. Bone-dry conditions with elevated winds continue to create the perfect combination for critical fire danger. This is a developing disaster that deserves far more attention than it is getting nationally. The snow falling across the upper Midwest today deserves attention as well. A narrow but potent swath is moving through Nebraska, Iowa, and into Wisconsin. Omaha, Des Moines, and La Crosse could see several inches that surprise people after a week of record-breaking warmth where temperatures were 40 degrees above normal. The Upper Peninsula of Michigan picks up additional lake-enhanced snow. Some of that snow extends into portions of Kansas where they are dealing with the wildfire aftermath. Looking further ahead into late February and early March, the pattern remains volatile. Cold shots from western Canada continue dropping into the northern and eastern United States through the end of the month. A weaker ridge in the southwest keeps Arizona, New Mexico, and the southern plains drier and milder, which is bad news for the fire situation. Multiple cold fronts are expected into early March with the potential for winter storms across the north-central United States and southern Canada, severe weather across the lower Mississippi Valley and southeast, and heavy rainfall with flooding concerns along the east coast. Another shot of wintry weather could impact the Great Lakes, Northeast, and Ohio Valley through the middle of next week. The bottom line for Friday: the nor'easter threat has been upgraded. The WPC now says rapid cyclogenesis continues to pose a threat of heavy snow and high winds for the mid-Atlantic to southern New England Sunday into Monday. The NWS gives New York City a 50% chance of snow Sunday. Two back-to-back snowstorms could combine for 12 to 18 inches across parts of the Northeast. The Ranger Road fire has exploded to 283,283 acres with only 15% containment. Cold air arrives this weekend with highs 10 to 20 degrees below average and freeze warnings extending deep into the southeast. Saturday and Sunday will bring much better model clarity on the nor'easter track. I will be here for every update. Stay safe and stay ready.